Good morning, fair lady.
Oh, Paul, did you sleep well?
Yes, I slept very well. Oh, thanks to Frederick being back and my classes, and of course you. Well, I don't want to put a jinx on myself by saying things are returning to normal, but come on, let's have a talk. Have you had your breakfast?
Oh, yes, I ate with Frederick. A large bowl of fruit crazies. Quite elegant, I'd say.
Well, Helen, you have made a bit of a come down since you helped me with Frederick.
Oh, please don't say that.
Well, imported teas, choice grapefruit, to toy cereal.
Well, somebody has to eat all that food. He's saving the box tops.
Oh, what is it for this time?
A library of the classics, Ivanhoe, The Three Musketeers.
That's my boy.
In comic book form.
Oh, blasphemy. Who was that on the telephone?
Miriam. Paul, she wants to visit Frederick. Now, I couldn't say no. I'm a mother. I know that divorce doesn't stop a mother's love, not even Miriam's.
What did you tell her?
That I'd ask you.
Helen, I don't want her here. I'm sorry I said things were returning to normal.
No, don't explain. I do understand. But now, if Frederick should go and visit Miriam, would that bother you?
Yes. But I won't try to stop it. Why don't you hire a chauffeured car and you and Frederick drive down to Richmond?
That's very kind of you, Paul.
Thank you. I know he misses his mother, Helen. But like everything else, time prunes the memory. You know, sometimes well, never mind.
Don't be embarrassed. I miss Charles, too. Although I'm not sorry for having left him.
Will you tell him that?
If he asks. But I'm sure we'll just engage in small talk.
Well, I will let you make your phone calls to Miriam and tell her she has special company on the way.
That's very kind of you, Paul. Thank you. For Frederick.
Hello?
Hello, Miriam. I've talked to Paul, and he says it's all right. We should arrive in time for lunch.
Oh, that's fantastic, Mother. We'll be waiting for you. And thanks for asking for me. Bye.
He's coming.
Yes, he's coming, and with Mother. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, it is. I can't wait to see both of them.
Are you feeling all right?
Oh, he's just fine.
I'm going to see my mother, June.
Oh, I see.
Don't worry, June. I checked with the master of the house.
Is Dad home?
No, you know, I told you that he'd be gone by the time we got here.
Are you sure he said I could go and visit my mom?
Would I tell a fib to a grandchild?
Well, I can remember when I had that toy spear and you hid it, and then you told me somebody stole it.
Oh, that I had total recall.
Maybe you'd like to change it to something comfortable. It's a good ride to Richmond.
Yes, that's why we came here first. Now, Frederick, don't be long.
Boy, she hated that spear. I used to hide it under the couch and poke Grandpa's ankles with it.
And I thought he was such a well-mannered young man.
Oh, he was quite a handful at times, let me tell you.
Oh. So Paul said Fred could see his mother.
Yes.
Oh, that's proper, I suppose. Oh, Mrs. Carpenter, look. The photo album he keeps. Your daughter and the professor in New York.
Oh, on their honeymoon. I think I'd rather not see that. What, was he looking at it earlier?
I got here after he left. I know this, though. Lately it's been open to... Oh, here. The class picnic. There he is with Laurie Davidson. Oh, he probably left it open days ago. I don't like to touch his desk. Never disturb a woman's kitchen or a man's desk. The adage of all good housekeepers. Do you like the picture?
How long ago do you suppose that was taken?
Oh, a year, 6 months. It was before the trial, I'm sure. You don't suppose he still likes Miss Davidson?
Oh, no. No, that's all in the past. I'm sure.
Von Schlegel. The principle of the validity of the speculative ideal. That means that our search for perfection is proof that inherent... Just a minute, I've almost got it. Is proof that inherent perfection exists. Our search for perfection. Come in.
Hi, Beck.
Oh, it's you. How you doing?
Who are you expecting, Francis Miller?
No, even Francis couldn't get me through this one. With all this driving around, you know, to Ravenswood, to Laurie's house, Paul's house, my grade point average is going down.
Well, you really got problems, don't you?
Sorry. You want to commiserate?
Yes.
Okay. Go to it, Commissar.
How do I look?
Terrible.
How do I sound?
Worse than you look. What's the matter? You didn't get much sleep last night?
You know what I did? It's really stupid. I folded down my desk lamp in the corner and left it on all night.
Why? For nightlight?
Yeah, and if you tell anybody, you've had it.
Could have used mine, you know. It's Fred Flintstone. He's got a bulb in his nose.
Don't make me laugh. I'm in it deep. Vince Cardello and Nick Trench aren't the kind of guys you want to owe a nickel to, much less $25,000. Becky, these people don't fool around. They bark, you jump. They throw, you fetch. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Jump and fetch?
Thanks for the sympathy.
Oh, Russ, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It's just... Well, look, you want to pay Cardello back, and he wants the money. Can't you arrange something, work overtime?
Yeah, they've made some arrangements, all right.
Well...
I can traffic Trench's dope.
You didn't tell me that.
Surprise.
Well, you're not considering that, are you?
Oh, sure, yeah, I'm gonna make a career out of it. After 25 years, they'll retire me with a gold watch with a marijuana leaf on the dial. Of course I'm not considering it. Besides, once you know the drop locations and the contacts, well, you know little family secrets, and they make sure you don't get out.
So it's not so much the business as it is the hazards.
Excuse me for not making the obvious moral decision.
It's all right, I'm a pragmatist. I think that, we ought to talk to Paul.
What can he do for me?
He can be another little cloud in our brainstorm. Besides, Helen Carpenter's got a lot of money.
Well, you do what you want to do. I came here to gripe, not to solve problems. Anyway, this problem doesn't have a solution to it.
We'll see about that. Now you, get out of here. I got a date with von Schlegel.
Whoever that is, have fun. See ya.
Okay.
Here, Harry, hit me again, would you?
You sure, Jeff?
Look, if I wanted to lecture, I'd stay home.
That's not it. How much my customers drink is their business, but my business associates, that's another thing.
Ooh, that's a real nice thought, Harry. By the way, I've been meaning to talk to you about your smoking. Come on, fill it up. You seen Mandy? She said she'd be here.
Haven't seen her all day. She's usually in for lunch.
Alone?
Guys try to pick her up all the time. Sometimes she lets them buy her a drink.
Hey, how often is sometimes?
So they start a chart.
Oh, funny. You want to keep her next to the list about my drinking? What are you going to do, turn me in a trench?
I'm no backstabber.
Harry, I know you're kind. I've seen you before.
Look, Buster, you're all happy on account of the money you're getting at Capital Distributors, but you're not showing gratitude. It's the same old Jeff Cummings, isn't it? Fake smile, stale jokes. But that doesn't bother me. The drinking hasn't changed either.
Boy, what girl gave you the dump, Harry?
Don't you see? We sell this stuff. We don't drink it because loose tongues...
Harry, I can keep a secret.
Yeah, but secrets and liquor don't mix.
Hi.
Hi. Mr. Kelso was just giving me a lecture on the evils of drink.
Take him away from me.
Come on. Hey, Harry, club sandwich? What was that all about?
Oh, he's just uptight because I'm working for Nick Trench selling liquor and making a bundle, and he's nickel and diming himself in this dump to nowhere.
Right.
I hear some guy's been buying you drinks.
Why not? I'm still only a secretary. Where have you been?
When?
Yesterday.
Oh, I got the car fixed up in Roanoke. That guy's just going to take the dent off my bumper and stick it in my wallet.
You don't want Trench to know about it, right? I mean, it was a rented car on his tab.
No, I don't want anybody to know about it, Mandy. I don't even remember anything about it. You were there. Tell me what happened.
You don't remember?
Oh, everything's a blank.
Same with me. A blank. We must have had a great time.
Yeah, we must have.
Oh, come on in. I've got plenty of time.
Sure?
Sure.
Well, seem to be settling in okay.
Yeah, I like it. Certainly would like to build some bookcases, though. Get a little industrious.
Please don't. One friend in the hospital is plenty. Why don't you borrow some from Francis Miller?
Hi, June. June, you know Becky Hewitt?
Sure.
Found her out adorning our front yard.
A regular pink flamingo.
Oh, will you be staying for supper?
Oh, no. You haven't started cooking yet, have you?
I was just going to. Why?
Oh, I should have left a note or something. I've been invited over to Spence Morris's for dinner.
That's quite all right. The veal can wait.
Veal.
You know what it is.
Yeah, it's meat that never made it through high school.
Oh, a gourmet you're not.
Yeah. Listen, Paul Russ is in trouble. He really didn't want me to come over and tell you, but, I think maybe you can help.
Oh, what kind of trouble?
The life or death kind. And no, I'm not kidding this time. You see, Russ got a friend to pay for Lori's operation. The bill came to $25,000. Now, this friend wants repayment fast and with interest.
What kind of friend is that?
The underworld kind.
Ah, the man from Chicago, Vince Cardello.
Well, Frederick, what'd you think of your whirlwind tour of Richmond?
Well, it's not Chicago, but I like it. Can I show Grandma the new shoes you bought me?
Soccer shoes. Oh, my goodness. They make shoes for everything nowadays. Well, that's quite an indulgence, isn't it, Frederick?
A what?
Indulgence. That's, Frederick, that's what makes life worthwhile.
Why don't you go ahead and put them on, then you can wear them on your way home.
Okay.
See, Mother, he does have feelings for me.
Well, you've been treating him royally.
You think that we've been buying his affections again?
Not at all. Frederick, like most children, responds to your concern, your love.
I miss him.
Oh, I'm sure you do. And he misses you, too. Sometimes he asks Paul if you and he might be getting together again.
Hope springs eternal.
And what does Paul say?
He's non-committal.
Oh, the perfect word.
Tell me, Helen, how do you like Kingsley?
Well, I find it a very pleasant little town. I've been taking long walks downtown. I even do some of my own shopping.
Oh, yes. To see Kingsley at its best, you must shop. Dimitro's Meat Market is the social hotspot.
Oh, Mary.
Well, I could spend an entire evening in the frozen foods alone, Mother.
Well, I think it's a very pleasant town. The small town atmosphere agrees with me.
Oh, well,
Say
then-
what you will, those people are real.
You have found a home, then?
No, I don't know how long I'll be staying there.
Oh, well, did I say something?
Mother, the charm wears off. Believe me, you can't stay there forever. Well, it was cute at first, turning on the morning radio and hearing grain reports instead of smog alerts. But it does wear off.
Mim, do you suppose that you could check on Frederick for us?
Sure.
How have you been, really?
Well, they need me. Paul and Frederick.
I don't.
No, you don't. Don't tell me about loneliness. I've been there. Sometimes I feel like an old British nanny, taking care of, well, what shall I call them? My two soldiers?
Oh, you're much too attractive to be anybody's old nanny.
Thank you, Charles.
Well, what am I going to talk about if I don't talk about the loneliness? Something else in my life, perhaps? Business? I have a feeling that would bore you to tears.
Well, I'm in the mood for small talk. Now, how is Dearborn Express?
Thriving.
Well, you don't sound very enthusiastic.
Well, it's the people, Helen. They don't think the way I do. For example, I was invited to a convention a couple of weeks ago, and the best way I know to characterize it is that it was a fraternity party for senior citizens. Now, maybe you might think that they were real people, whatever that means.
I'm sorry you've had to make so many adjustments.
Oh, I haven't had to adjust to anything. You were the adaptable one.
Yes. Yes, you were quite the opposite. Always changing circumstances to conform to your plans.
Yeah. You liked that too, didn't you?
No, not when it was carried to an extreme. When planning became plotting, and plotting the manipulation of other
Helen,
people's...
this has gone very well up to now. Please don't ruin it.
I'm sorry. I'm bitter. What we had was real. There was no reason for you to be so cruel, so underhanded.
Real? There's that word again in our conversation. Who are you to tell anybody what's real?
Well, helping others. Not planning the dissolution of a marriage. Giving to people who need help, not taking because they are helpless.
Well, in that case, I'm a very real person indeed because of what I have given Laurie Davidson.
What do you mean?
You mean Paul doesn't know either? I'm surprised at that.
Yes.
Well, her surgeon, the very eminent Dr. Harrison Melville, well, he happens to be a friend of Vince Cardello's. Well, the good doctor's fee was pretty steep, and his services were very hard to come by. So Russ Weaver, Laurie Davidson's boyfriend, arranged a loan with Vince Cardello, and we loaned him $25,000. So you might say that when Laurie Davidson takes her first step and begins to walk, each one of those steps will be through the courtesy of Vince Cardello, Nick Trench, and the cruel and underhanded Charles Carpenter.
Come on, Frederick. Go ahead. Show them to Grandmother.
See, look, rubber cleats and the toe shape for kicking.
Yes, they're very nice, Frederick. It was a very nice gift, Miriam. Thank you. Listen, we have to go.
Okay. Bye, Mom. I'll miss you.
Well, you call me, all right? And you don't have to wait for Grandma to call if you want to talk.
Okay. Bye, Grandpa.
Hey, that's quite a grip you got there. Come back and see us soon now.
Goodbye, Mother.
Miriam. Charles.
Helen?
Well, what happened to her?
Oh, just catching her up on some of the news.
Frederick's a good boy. I'd like him back.
In good time, Mim. I think I've given both Paul and Helen quite a bit to think about for now.
And then Nick Trench called me into his office and laid that little figure on me.
Tell Pa how you're supposed to make the repayment.
I can be a drug runner. And you know what they are, dumb saps who get caught by the cops and forgotten by the organization with no way to go.
Well, that's out of the question.
Everything is out of the question, but I'm stuck. I've got no other choices.
Well, who actually made the payment?
Nick Trench, but it was authorized by Cardello. Listen, Paul, I appreciate you listening to all this, but I just don't see what it's gotten me.
Come on, Russ, you can't face this thing alone. Come on.
I can't face this thing with an army.
Well, you know what you should do? You should see Scott Davidson.
Oh, yeah, sure. That'll get me off the hook real easy, huh? I'll just turn in the whole gang and all get arrested and do lifetime sentences. Come on, Paul, be serious.
I didn't say anything about turning anyone in. Look, Scott is a seasoned reporter.
He's probably higher up on their hit list than I am. Nick Trench finds out that I'm going to Scott Davidson, and he will smell conspiracy.
Well, how's he gonna find out?
He knows everything. Besides, I cross these guys at all, and they know where to find my mother.
They'd do that?
I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, you won't go to see Scott, and you won't go to see the authorities, so... And there's no way you're going to work for these guys. So we're in a bind here.
We?
You stuck by me at the trial. I'm going to repay the favor.
I'd stick by you that close.
Well, you tried, and I want to stand behind you, Russ.
You gotta stand in front of me. That'll stop at least one of the bullets, huh, Beck?
Don't look at me. I flunked bullets stopping freshman year. Russ, what's Lori gonna do when she hears about all this, huh?
I don't know. I'll tell her the truth. I'll tell her that I did it because I love her.
Yeah, she's used to you doing stupid things because of love, but this time I think she's gonna hit the roof.
Face that when you come to it.
Oh, yeah, now all of a sudden the we turns to you.
Hey, you're back.
Hi, Dad. Becky.
Hey, sport.
She gets a louder reception than I do.
Look at my shoes.
Oh, look at my shoes. Okay, baseball, huh?
Soccer. What's wrong with you?
Come on, it's been years since I was a tomboy.
Hello, Miss Carpenter. How are you?
Well, nice to see you again, Russ. I was talking about you this afternoon with Charles, my husband.
Oh, what did he say?
You've practically signed your life away, haven't you?